coming up. Would you be happy being called average? Back soon. Welcome back to your lunch date with the Loose Women. Alongside me, Jackie Brambles. This Wednesday are the ever so opinionated Carol McGiffin, Denise Welsh and Colleen Nolan. Yeah! That most people would dread to be called in this day and age, yes, average. But Catherine Knight, writing in the Daily Mail, believes that often the average or normal woman with 2.4 children, a stable marriage and a comfortable home life actually have the most contented life. But as we live in an age obsessed with celebrity lifestyles and aspiring to have more than the norm, it seems that women who are happy with their lot aren't to be admired. But would you be happier with just an ordinary life or to be called an average person?
Well, I don't know.
Well, you've never really had an ordinary life, because no, but you were, you know, child star since age 2.
Child star. Oh, I tell you. Yeah, no, I haven't had a normal upbringing, I don't suppose, but it felt normal to me because I didn't know any different. But it's only now that I have Kira, and I really try and make her life as normal as possible. And I love the fact, you know, on a Wednesday she does dancing, and you know, she does different activities after school, which are things I never got to do, really. Yeah. And I love seeing her have that childhood, because I think she'll have great memories when she's older of, I had a normal childhood, unlike myself. But having said that, I sometimes envy people that, you know, the people that just have a really stable life. They know exactly what they're doing, and they've got the job that they go to, but they're home at the same time every night, and they have this lovely life, and they can make plans, and and really, sometimes I love my life as well, but that I kind of miss that. I miss being able to plan things ahead, because you don't know what's going to be happening, you know. Yeah. But you know,
do you think you would get bored with that though, knowing what was going to happen day in and day out, or not?
No, I mean, when I gave up, when I left my sisters, and I gave up for like 2 years to be a stay-at-home mum, and I really, when I was with Shane, and I really, really, really enjoyed it, you know, and I didn't miss this side of the business at all. But I suppose in a way, I still had the nice side of the business, because I'd still go to nice dinners with Shane. It's just that the focus wasn't on me, so it was that was nice. But I liked the normality of that. I didn't mind being in the background, and I liked being a mum, you know, at home with the boys and being there for them all the time. So, yeah, I think I like it, but it's just when you say average, you know, average is like saying nice. It's that word, isn't it? It almost makes you feel...
It doesn't sound complimentary.
But it doesn't sound complimentary.
It sounds boring, doesn't it?
It's like when someone goes,
average
you're really nice, and you think...
And it's not necessarily.
Nice.
Yeah, I mean, we have a different job, but I don't think any of us lead extraordinary lives, but maybe compared to some people, we do. I don't know, I sort of question this a lot, because, you know, when there are times when you're not getting the work-life balance right, and it's sort of, there's more work, and I just sit there thinking, all I want to do is just wake up in the morning and be a mum and do the school run and do the... And I love doing that, but maybe it's because it is balanced with the sort of job that I do. I completely agree with you.
when you can't that long term.
I don't know, because sometimes I think, if I won the lottery, would I give up work? And sometimes I really genuinely think that I would. But even from when I was small, although I never had any aspirations to be an actress, I'm talking about when I was 8 or 9, I didn't know what I wanted to do, and we certainly didn't have remotely a show business life like Colleen. But my godfather is a writer called Ian Lefrene, who wrote Porridge and the Lightly Lads and ironically, Auf Wiedersehen, Pet. And that's not how I met Tim, but that's sort of all, you know, sort of tied in. And so, as a kid, we used to get taken, Debbie and I, to the BBC studios to watch sort of like Steptoe and Son or whatever. And I remember George, this old commissionaire, used to always say, oh, come on, we'll go and get such and such's autograph. And I wasn't interested, because I just thought, no, one day they'll be coming to me to ask for mine. But not in a... That sounds pretentious, because I'm making it sound like that, but I never had that sort of thing. I just always thought that I would do something sort of different, and I'm glad that I do something different, but I still want my life, my home life, to be quite normal. I suppose I want the best of both worlds, really. But I do envy people.
You're always seeking adventure, aren't you?
No, I don't think so. I think maybe I used to. I envy people who don't have a lot of aspiration. You know, people who
just different. But don't you think, like, when we were a bit younger, and perhaps our parents' generation, the aspiration was, you know, to have your own home, and if you could have one car and one holiday a year and healthy kids and a steady job, people aspired to that, and that was you know, if you achieved that, people were content with their lot. But now, because our culture seems to be so celebrity-driven, and everybody wants to be famous. Everyone wants to get on, you know, the reality shows.
They have no idea of it, of course.
Or they want to win the lottery, because we've now got the lottery in our life. Whatever it is, that somehow seems not good enough anymore. You know, and everyone wants to chase that dream. But I mean, and I was probably no different when I was younger, but having seen it quite close up, just as in a privileged position, a fly on the wall in Hollywood, I just want to tell people it's not what it's cracked up to be. There were very, very few very famous people that I ever met in Hollywood, and it's not, you know, it's not the answer to
especially
famous,
famous, which is not backed up by any kind of talent or career. I mean, I can't think of anything worse than that, and that's the worrying thing that kids are aspiring to. Famous for the sake of being famous.
You do sort of look at hugely rich and famous people and think they're probably not that happy. You know, because there is
You see them in the papers every day.
Well, all the time. No, exactly. See, I don't like the words average and ordinary, because it just sounds, to me, it conjures up images of boredom and being boring, and it isn't necessarily. I think it's, you know, I think it's a nice aspiration to have. I'm not particularly aspirational at all, never have been. I've never really had any plans, I've never really had any ambition. Whatever has happened has just happened. And so, you know, I just go along with that. So, in that sense, I think... Now, don't laugh, and I'm not being sarcastic, but I really do think I have quite an ordinary life. OK, yes, I do go to Bangkok for the weekend, but that's just because I can. You know,
that's not ordinary, though.
No, it's not.
Yeah, but I don't... It's not ordinary, but, you know, it's just something that I like to do instead of, you know, maybe have children or have a big house. I don't have a big house, I don't have a big car. I don't have any of those things. I have quite an ordinary life. I don't really hang around with showbiz types.
I think Dale Winton brought you cheese to your birthday lunch. Don't you try and get away with saying things like that to us.
You know, in the main, I'm happy. I do go to the pub. I just go to the pub with my friends, and that's...
But I think that people who seek highs, and I've probably been guilty of that over the years myself, people who constantly seek highs probably experience more lows, which is where maybe been my case. I mean, you see all these people who appear to have it all, and that's just it. Because they have it all, they're then looking to the drink and the drugs to give them that extra high, and then it all ends in disaster.
Right, well, our first guest is currently treading the boards in London's West End as a no-nonsense French aristocrat in the romantic comedy Ring Around the Moon. Away from the stage, she's well known to fans of classic TV comedies 3 Up, 2 Down and To the Manor Born, which was one of the most watched TV series of the early 80s. She recently reprised the role of Marjorie Frobisher in a one-off special of the comedy, which once again entertained millions last Christmas.
Don't want to look conspicuous, do we? Stop! Stop! There are limits. I think I've seen enough bare midriffs for one night. Let's go. Oh, that's better. Except it's given me an awful headache. Hold this, would you? What are you looking for? Paracetamol. Oh. Can I? I've got a headache too. Yes, of course. Water. Well,